Some families collect art, others collect cars. The Trump family, on the other hand, collect monuments to excess, mansions and architectural declarations that proclaim their success in a language of marble, gold, and square footage. From a Manhattan penthouse, where even the air conditioning vents wear gold leaf, to a Palm Beach club where world leaders dodge golf carts, their properties form a billion-dollar portfolio that redefines residential grandeur. Each home serves as a chapter in an ongoing saga of American ambition, where every purchase makes headlines and every renovation requires its own zip code. In today's episode, we'll give you a grand tour of the Trump's luxury houses, because this isn't just real estate, it's theatre on a grand scale, where every property must not just impress, but overwhelm. First on our list of luxury houses of the Trump family, the Trump Tower Penthouse stands as perhaps the most fascinating display of architectural exhibitionism in modern history. It's a 10,000 square foot triplex where unlimited wealth meets unlimited confidence, perched atop Manhattan like a golden eagle's nest on steroids. And Louis XIV, were he to wake up in 21st century Manhattan and stumble into this penthouse, would undoubtedly feel right at home. Indeed, the entire residence serves as an audacious love letter to Versailles, though even the Sun King might raise an eyebrow at the sheer audacity of it all. Every surface makes an unequivocal statement that subtlety had no place in the design brief. But the pièce de résistance remains the 24-carat gold leaf, adorning practically every surface that wasn't quick enough to dodge the gilders, as if King Midas had a particularly productive day at the office. Crystal chandeliers hang from the ceilings like frozen waterfalls of pure ostentation, casting what can only be described as money-coloured light across rooms lined with enough rare marble to make an Italian quarry owner weep with joy. The kitchen, naturally, comes equipped with Gaggenau and Sub-Zero appliances. One simply cannot heat up caviar in anything less. The Arabescato Corchia marble countertops alone likely cost more than most people's entire homes. But then again, when cooking at this altitude, ordinary granite would be an insult to the zip code. The bedroom suite, wrapped in pink Rosa Machiavecchia marble, presents a masterclass in what happens when someone takes thinking pink to its logical extreme. The adjoining sunlit lounge offers views that reduce Manhattan to a personal chessboard, with Central Park serving as the world's most expensive green carpet. The third floor, designated for children, guests and staff, ensures that even the help resides in better accommodations than most Manhattan executives. It's effectively a five-star hotel perched above a five-star hotel with yet another five-star hotel on top of that. At an estimated value of $100 million, this isn't merely a home. It's a vertical museum of excess, a demonstration of what happens when someone decides that too much is merely a starting point. The very sight of it makes socialists reach for their manifestos, while capitalists reach for their checkbooks. In the end, this penthouse stands as a 10,000 square foot declaration that subtlety is overrated and modesty is for those who can't afford marble. In a city that never does anything by halves, it remains perfectly, unapologetically on brand. Next on our list, Mar-a-Lago rises from Palm Beach's sun-drenched coastline like a colossal monument to American grandeur. And this is no mere mansion. It's a 126-room statement piece that practically screams excess in every conceivable direction, from the Atlantic Ocean to Lake Worth Lagoon. When Marjorie Merriweather Post built this Mediterranean fantasy in 1927, she couldn't possibly have known she was creating the perfect stage for a future president's particular brand of showmanship. The serial heiress might have named it Sea to Lake in Spanish, but under its current ownership, it might as well translate to more is more. Trump acquired this architectural extravaganza for a mere $10 million in 1985, the real estate equivalent of finding a Picasso at a garage sale. True to form, he promptly decided that what this historic mansion really needed was a 20,000 square foot ballroom slathered in $7 million worth of gold leaf. Because nothing says subtle sophistication quite like a room that makes Versailles look understated. The transformation into an exclusive private club in 1995 was a masterstroke of business acumen. Why own a palatial estate when you can charge others handsomely for the privilege of visiting it? The club rapidly became the ultimate status symbol for the wealthy seeking to network in their natural habitat, surrounded by ornate furnishings and like-minded individuals with similarly robust bank accounts. During Trump's presidency, this pleasure palace evolved into the Winter White House, hosting global leaders who found themselves conducting international diplomacy while dodging golf carts. The 17-acre property suddenly required security measures that made Fort Knox look like a self-storage unit. The main house exemplifies what happens when unlimited resources meet unbridled ambition. With 42-foot ceilings and antique Cuban tiles, the living room alone contains more history than most museums. The dining room, modeled after Rome's Chigi Palace, seats 34 guests, perfect for those intimate dinner parties where world-changing decisions might be casually discussed over the soup course. Now, Trump's official residence, Mar-a-Lago's value has soared to over $160 million, a figure that seems almost modest, considering it buys you not just property, but a slice of American political history. The estate has transformed into a symbol of power, privilege, and the peculiarly American knack for turning private wealth into public influence. This tropical paradise, with its manicured gardens and private beach, stands as the ultimate display of American excess, a place where political ambitions and personal branding have merged into something entirely unprecedented. It's the physical embodiment of its owner's philosophy. If something's worth doing, it's worth overdoing spectacularly. Tucked away in Westchester County's pristine landscape, Seven Springs emerges as a masterclass in American luxury, a 213-acre slice of paradise that straddles three towns like a territorial mogul refusing to pick favorites. This isn't just any country estate. It's a sprawling declaration of success that practically whispers, "I've made it," through its meticulously crafted stonework. The centerpiece, a 60-room mansion built in 1919, showcases what happens when you give 500 Italian stonemasons carte blanche to create architectural magic. Eugene Meyer, the Washington Post publisher and Federal Reserve chairman, clearly believed that if something's worth building, it's worth building spectacularly. Trump, ever the opportunist, snagged this architectural marvel for $7.5 million in 1996, the real estate equivalent of finding a Rolls-Royce at a discount dealership. With 50,000 square feet of living space and 15 bedrooms, this isn't so much a house as it is a small township with particularly good taste. The craftsmanship throughout would make modern builders weep into their power tools, while the ornate details serve as a reminder of an era when rushing the job meant taking only 5 years to complete construction. Adding to the property's illustrious pedigree is a Tudor-style guesthouse built by H.J. Heinz himself. Yes, that Heinz, the ketchup king. Because apparently, when America's condiment royalty decides to build a vacation home, they do it on your property. The amenities read like a billionaire's shopping list. 3 pools, because just 2 would be insufficient, and a bowling alley, presumably for those moments when croquet feels too pedestrian. Trump's initial vision to transform it into a world-class golf course was thwarted by neighboring towns, marking perhaps the first time in history that "not in my backyard" actually worked on a Trump project. Instead, Seven Springs became the Trump family's country playground, where Eric Trump spent his summers learning the value of hard work by mowing fields and felling trees. Nothing says character building quite like maintaining a $24 million estate with your own hands. The property has evolved from Meyer's passion project to Trump's prized possession, its value tripling since purchase. It stands today as a private sanctuary where luxury meets legacy, where every carefully placed stone tells a story of American ambition, and where 3 swimming pools somehow don't feel excessive. This grand estate represents everything delightfully over the top about American success. A place where historical grandeur meets modern opulence, and where even the trees probably have better pedigrees than most country clubs. It's exactly what you'd expect when old money meets new vision, absolutely, unapologetically magnificent. In what might be called the Great Trump Migration to Florida's gilded shores, Eric and Lara Trump have planted their flag in Jupiter, naturally within the confines of Trump National Golf Club. The $3.2 million acquisition proves that when it comes to real estate, the apple doesn't fall far from the gold-plated tree. Their new address at 502 Bald Eagle Drive, could anything be more symbolically American, houses the largest mansion in this exclusive enclave. The 7,715 square foot property marries Tuscan inspiration with contemporary flair. Think Italian countryside meets Manhattan penthouse, with a splash of Florida sunshine for good measure. Built in 2004, this 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom palace represents everything you'd expect from a Trump residence. 2 master bedrooms ensure nobody has to compromise on closet space, because sharing is apparently not part of the family motto. The inclusion of a safe room suggests they've learned that even in paradise, it's best to plan for all contingencies. The previous owners, Robert and Natalie Lucia, who purchased the property in 2013 for $2.4 million, must be smiling all the way to the bank. Nothing quite like a Trump connection to add a premium to the price tag. The outdoor space reads like a resort amenity list: swimming pool, outdoor kitchen, and a full cabana bath. Because in Florida, if you're not entertaining outdoors, you're simply not entertaining properly. The setup practically begs for family gatherings, where business deals might accidentally happen between cocktails and canapes. This latest Trump touchdown places Eric and Lara just 5 miles from Donald Jr.'s $10 million waterfront mansion in Admirals Cove. The area has become so saturated with Trump properties that locals have started calling it Trump Town, though the signs aren't quite as big as you might expect. The choice of Jupiter's Trump National Golf Club community makes perfect sense. Why venture far from the family brand? Since Donald Trump acquired it from Ritz-Carlton in 2012, it's been another jewel in the family's ever-expanding Florida crown. As the younger Trumps settle into their Sunshine State sanctuary, they've joined what appears to be a full-scale family relocation to Florida's Golden Coast. It's a move that suggests the future of the Trump dynasty might just lie in this tax-friendly paradise, where the weather is warm and the real estate opportunities are warmer still. Quite the power play, with pool access. The Trump family's Florida takeover continues with Donald Trump Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle's latest power play, a $9.7 million waterfront mansion in Jupiter's Admirals Cove. Because nothing says, "We've arrived," quite like 11,300 square feet of prime Florida real estate with enough bathrooms to host a small convention. Situated a mere 20-minute drive from Mar-a-Lago, keeping it conveniently within the family orbit, this palatial residence sits in a community so exclusive it makes other gated communities look like public parks. With amenities including a 45-hole golf course, marina, tennis courts and spa, it's essentially a billionaire's playground, masquerading as a neighborhood. The mansion, boasting 6 bedrooms and, wait for it, 11 bathrooms, provides ample space for their blended family. Clearly, nobody in this household will ever have to queue for the facilities. Perched on 1.2 acres at the end of a cul-de-sac, it's the kind of property that whispers privacy while screaming success in equal measure. Previous owners Sherry B. Nelson and her ex-husband, former Yankees pitcher Jeff Nelson, must be feeling rather pleased with their investment acumen. Having purchased the property for $3.5 million in 1995, they've watched it nearly triple in value. Nothing like a Trump connection to add a few zeros to the price tag. Inside this Florida fortress, 2 master bedrooms ensure domestic harmony, while an open-plan kitchen with a glassed-in dining area provides the perfect setting for power breakfasts. The inclusion of a private gym, game room and office suggests someone's planning to mix business with pleasure, a long-time Trump family specialty. The property's strategic location in Admirals Cove puts Trump Jr. in good company. When your neighbors have included Celine Dion and baseball legend Mike Schmidt, you know you're not exactly slumming it. The community has mastered the art of catering to high-profile residents who prefer their privacy served with a side of luxury. Sitting just 5 miles from his brother Eric's new digs at Trump National Golf Club, this purchase reinforces the family's growing Florida empire. It's as if the Sunshine State is experiencing its own Trump-branded renaissance, complete with golf courses, private clubs, and enough square footage to house a small principality. This latest addition to the Trump real estate portfolio proves that when it comes to Florida property, the family believes in going big or going home, preferably to an 11,300 square foot home with water views and enough bathrooms to never worry about timing your shower schedule. It's exactly what you'd expect from a family that turned excess into an art form, absolutely, magnificently over the top. And now, as always, we'd love to see you in the comments. Which of the Trump family's luxury houses is your favorite? Obviously, the Donald has a certain all-gold everything style, but perhaps you like some of the other family members' homes. We can't wait to hear from you. With that said, thanks for joining us for another episode of Old Money Mansions, and cheers until next time.